Good afternoon, everyone. Once you have joined, please write your name and ID so I know you are here. And we'll continue in today's class from where we stopped in the last class. We will study now a different type of motion animation here, which is known as the shape tween. Now, in the last class, if you remember, we were doing some animation, bringing some objects and converting them into symbol. Because to animate anything inside Adobe Animate, you have to first convert them into symbol. But usually what happens when some objects are made, they are by default shapes, and you cannot animate any shape. You must convert them into symbol. But there is another kind of animation which is known as shape tween. Now, shape tween does not work on symbol because shape tween works on shapes. So there is a very simple way to animate it. Simply, you just create any object, and as you know, by default they are shapes, so you don't have to convert them into symbols like symbols, and then you just start your animation without converting them. So right away you will start without doing any kind of changes. So that's what the shape animation, shape tweening is all about. So what I will do here is that I'll just go to file. uh let's skip this one. File, new, or just press create new from here. So you have two choices, either file new or create new, and choose whatever size you want. I will choose this size for myself right now. I will just press create. And it will give me this blank window here. Now this is 100% zoomed in, so I don't want that. I don't want to see the 100% zoomed stage. I want to go in the zooming option and choose the fit to window, so I can see the whole stage here. Now, as I said, you just have to take your symbol, whatever you want. Like suppose I will take oval here, okay, and make an oval here on my screen. And if you have noticed that this oval have only fill color, there is no stroke. So it's always ideal if you're doing shape tweening, keep your objects without any sort of stroke. Otherwise you have to animate the stroke also, and you have to animate the fill also. You can keep the stroke, but then it's a twice of a work because you have to animate the stroke separately and you have to animate the fill separately. So you should have two layers, one for stroke, one for fill. So that's why I recommend not to not to use any stroke. But if you want, if it is no, if you don't have any other option, then make two layers, one for stroke, one for fill. Now I have the stroke, sorry, I have this fill object, and I'll just go to any frame like frame 60. I'll go to insert, timeline, keyframe, and shortcut for the keyframe is F6. I will press F6, or I'll just go there and press insert keyframe. Now at frame 1, it's normal oval. Now I will go to frame 60, and I will deselect everything by like I can press anywhere outside like this area, so everything will be deselected. Or you can do the deselect all by pressing Control Shift A, or deselect all. So it will do the same thing. Now I can reshape it. If you will go to the border of your object, you will see this sort of a cursor. This cursor shows you that you are in a mode of reshaping your object. Okay, if you will see, I have this sort of a cursor over here. Okay, now what I will do here is that I will just zoom it up, like sorry, move it up like this. I'm just reshaping, just like you have a polymer clay. You will feel like that you have a polymer clay, and you with the and you are reshaping it. You know, the play-dohs that you used to play with them when you were a child, something like that. Reshaping it to whatever you want. Simple way to do it. Okay. Once you are done, then you can go back to the beginning and you can see you have keyframes. And now you want frames between, like in between, or you want the breakdown frames. Simply what you will do, you will just go to anywhere in between. Now you have 2 3 different choices to make the uh yeah, like a shape tweening. The first is that insert, instead of classic tween we will choose shape tween, or you can go here and you have this option create shape tween. So in both ways you can create it. You just press that and you will notice, if I will deselect, if I'll go at the beginning, it's not a purple color one, it's a different color. If I will play, we'll notice that it is changing from that shape to this shape. Okay, so nicely it can change. So that's what a shape tween is. Okay, now there is one more thing. Let me undo the whole thing before what it was. Now here, when I was creating this shape, what I can do here is that I can just select this frame and I can delete this frame. So this is what I can do here. I can delete the shape. But there is nothing here. You will notice that there is a dark block here with a sort of a circle. Okay, and just notice how the circle looks like. It's kind of a outline sort of a circle. Okay, not filled. So that means it's a blank, um, like a blank frame. Nothing is over here. So if I will go there, I will not see anything here. Now I can go to my shapes, and instead of oval this time, I can choose any other shape. Maybe I'll take the polystar here and start creating a polygon. Okay, and I can put the polygon here. So now I have a polygon here and I have a circle here. Just notice the polygon height. So I will put the polygon here in the middle, and circle is down here, and you can see that it's quite small size. It's quite bigger size. Now if I will go in between anywhere, click the shape tween, and now if I will play the animation, just notice what happens. So it slowly turns into polygon. Plus the polygon, as you know, it is on the height somewhere here. So it's not only changing the shape, it's also moving its position to that height. So this is one thing like really good about it. And you can do so many other things here. Suppose I can take this one, change its color to something else, like maybe like bluish. And now if I will go, it's moving to that height, plus it's changing its color to that color as well. So first it becomes black and white, and then it changes from black and white to that bluish color. I can change its color to highlighted blue, and let's see what's going on, how it changes. So you will notice that it becomes purple, magenta, because red, blue plus red is the magenta. So it's in between in that point, and then it becomes the blue. Okay, so a really nice way of changing this. Now what else we have here? Let's me delete that. You can see that, like, there is a dotted line there. Dotted line means it is your shape tween is broken, because obviously we don't have any end frame, we don't have any last keyframe, so that's why it's broken. So I can take my brush, and with the help of the brush I can change the size of the brush. Okay, and then I can draw anything here, suppose this, and now you can see the arrow is back here. Now if I will go and check what's going on, so you can see that how it changes from one shape to another shape. So that's how you can change your uh basically your shapes. Assalamu alaikum Mustafa, how are you? Good to see you here. And thanks a lot for your support and everything. Now, when we can do that, it becomes quite easier to do anything. For example, let's make a new layer and delete the one that we already created. Okay. Now, as you know, the last time what I did, I expanded the frame from 0 to 60. So next time when I'm creating any sort of new frame, I'm getting the same expansion. So if you don't want the same expansion, what you can do, you can select the whole thing just like this, or just click on the layer. Everything will be removed. Right click over here and then remove frames. So it will be all empty. Now you just need an empty frame here. So insert, timeline, frame, okay, or a keyframe, because we need something empty here. So we can choose any one of these two here, or even a blank keyframe will work, because if you need something blank, you can choose any one of these, because you are doing for the first time, okay, because that will be our initial frame, and then you have to decide what is frame, what is keyframe, what is blank keyframe. But for the first, it doesn't matter what you want to choose. So for this time, what I'm going to do is that simple, I will choose the keyframe, and as soon as I will do this, you can see the same thing back here again, a blank frame, okay, without any sort of a frame on it, a dark gray block with a outlined circle. So that indicates that this is a blank frame. Now we created normal shapes, but this time I will not create a normal shape. This time what I will do is here, I will work on the text. Now I will take the text icon here, press on my screen. It's quite small, so let's resize this. Something, because you cannot go beyond 60. If you're sliding, you cannot go beyond 96. Okay, so 96 is the maximum. But even though you can type your own value here, so maybe if I want it to I want it to be more than 96, I can type here 300, and it will become much more bigger. Or maybe I can type it 500 and make it much more bigger as well. Here I can write X, whatever text I want. Okay, and then I will go to the last frame, suppose 60, press F6 here, or insert timeline and keyframe. Now at this stage, I want the X from here to convert into some other text. So the last one, I will double click it here and change it to something else, maybe W. Okay, so here you can see that X, and here you can see that it's a W. Now at this stage, if I will go in between and press on the shape tween, I won't be able to do that. You can see it is disabled. Even if I will go to insert and create shape tween, it is disabled. The reason is that your alphabets that you type, the text that you type here, are not shapes by default. They are a second thing, which is like third thing, which is known as type, which is like text basically. So it's neither a symbol, okay, nor it's a shape. So what it is, it's simply a normal alphabet, normal text or type, you can say, which is a third type over here. So you cannot do any sort of shape tuning here. Only what I can do here is the classic tween. But at this stage, classic tween will not work because the last keyframe I have is W. So it will not make any sense. If I will go here and put the classic tween, it will give me an error that there is an like error. I have to convert this into a symbol. Even if I will want to convert this into a symbol, I will not get that thing that I'm looking for. Okay, it will be something like this. So let me undo that. And let's see how we can do the shape tween on the text. So just like we used to convert normal objects, because it's a normal object right now. So or you can say text. So I want to convert into a symbol. First of all, I will have to convert it into a symbol like a graphic in order to make the the classic tween work. But I don't want that. I want to convert this into a shape. To convert anything into a shape, what you need to do, because other objects like circles or paintbrush, whatever you're making through, they are already shapes. But text is neither a symbol nor a shape. So I want to convert it to either a symbol or a shape. So to convert this into a symbol, what you need to do simple is that you have to go to the modify, okay, and then like there is an option here which is known as break apart. Okay, now if I will press here break apart, it will convert that into a shape. Okay, but in some cases, like suppose if I'm writing here text, okay, now if I will take this and convert this in and break apart this one, so what it will do is that it will not directly break apart it. It will first convert them into different symbols, just like this. Then I have to again select and break apart. So now it is shape, but I don't want this. I want X. Now as X was a single letter, so it didn't did the first step, which was breaking apart each text into a single text, and then you can like decide if you want to further break apart it. Okay, but it wasn't a like a multi-text text here. It was just a symbol, like a normal text here. Now, if I will go back here, this is also a single text, single letter. So simple. If I will go to modify and convert this into a and break apart it. So what it will do is that directly it will convert this into a shape because it's a single text. Otherwise, it will convert that into each letter into like a separate symbol, and then you can break apart it. But in this case, it doesn't happen. Now, simply you can see now they both are shapes. So now my create shape tween is turned on. I will click on it over here, and if I will press play, so you can see that it is converting from X to W. Okay. Now, one more thing you have to notice here is that it's doing its own conversion, right? However, you can override it with your own conversion. Suppose you may not like this. Maybe you are working in some like advertising agency. You show it to your art director and or your boss, and he says, "No, I don't like the way it is turning. So I want it to turn into W from the center rather than moving this one to the top and then converting." So there are shape hints that will help you to do that. To create the shape hints, you have different options here. Let's see where we can find it. Should be somewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is gone, but it should be somewhere here. Yeah. So modify, shape, and add shape hint. The shortcut is Control Shift H. I usually press Control Shift H for the faster process, or you can just simply go there, modify, shape, and shape hint. Now you will notice that it will give you a small hint here like this, A with the red color. That you have to move and put it where you want your first part to move it. So I want this one to be my first part, like this corner. Okay. So you can see that. Now, if I will go to the last one, the W, the last keyframe, you will see it also have this. Okay. So you will notice that there is a over here. And this A, if I will move it to the same place, it will turn green. Okay. Now, here, if I'll go back, it will turn yellow, from red to yellow, and from red to green. Now, what this is representing? This is representing the pinning. So my X from this point will be pinned and my W will be pinned from this point. So it will hold it. Can you see that it is holding it from here and then it is changing? Now I can do the same thing and I can repeat it. This time I will choose the shortcut Control Shift H. It will give me B. I will take the B and put it on this corner. Now don't make it complex. Don't add so many of these. Otherwise it might not work the way you want it and you will get unpredictable results. So I'll go to the last frame, take the B from here and put it here. Then I will go to the first again, Control Shift H. Take this C, put it here. And then I'll go back to the last one, C, put it here. And when it is turning green and yellow, that means you're doing it right. Control Shift H again, D, I'll put it here. Go to the last frame, put it here. I'll go here and fit in window. Now, if I will play this, so you will see these corners will be pinned and all the morphing is done from the middle. Okay. So whatever I pin, it stays there. I can make it more complex. Let's see if it works, because sometimes in many cases it doesn't work, but let's see. Control Shift H. I will take this, put E over here, back here, here. Okay. And Control Shift H again. One here, F. Put this one here. Now Control Shift H again. I will put this one here. Now here the best thing will be here. So I'll put it here. So you have to assume that if this would be a W, where will be this part? So if this was a W, it should be here. Okay. Now we can add some more. Last, I think. So I put this one here and here. Now I don't find anything better than these. Maybe this part. Let's see if it works. So I will put it here and put it here. Oops. Should go there. Now let's see if it works fine. Okay. Yes. So it got much more better. Okay. Now you can add some more, but let's see if it works. So K. I think I'll put the K somewhere here. And here I will put the K somewhere here. Now let's play and see. Okay, much more better. So this is how you have controlled your own animation here. Okay, now we can do one more thing. Let's add more just to see if it works. I will put one here and this one here. I will put one here and this one here. Now let's see. No, this didn't work well. It all misplaced it. Okay. So maybe if I will put it here and let's see if this works. Otherwise we'll remove this. No. So I think this was not a good idea to do this. So I can select these. Oops. And I can delete these. Remove. Oops. Right click, remove hint. Right click, remove hint. And that's all. So this is, I think, the best we can come up with. So this is one way of doing morphing. So this is the morphing basically. And you can you can do some interesting stuff here. So let's do one thing. Let's make a new layer and hide this one. I will click on the hide button here. So let's do one thing here. Let's make an oval. And change this color, this thing. Okay. And I will call this face. Okay, then I will make a new layer. And I'll just do a funny face stuff. Oops, stupid. Okay. And I will call this face parts. Okay, so the thing is you cannot put spaces, so you have to put underscore between if you instead of space you have to use underscore. I will make a new layer and then I'll make here, take the brush and I'll go to the tool option of the brush and make the brush a little bit thicker. That's enough. I'll take a different color from here. And choose. Okay, now I will go to the last part and select all the ending of these frames that I made and F6. Now in the last image, on the last frame, I will take my selection tool, hide all of them except for this one. I'll make this face a little longer and try to change the shape of the face, something like this. Okay, then I will lock this layer so it won't disturb me. So I will take my other one, this one. I will try to reshape this. You have to deselect everything in order to change the shape of these. Otherwise, it will not work correctly. So here I can simply do some sort of this thing. Let's make him a little scary. Okay. Eyes, I can move them a little down. And do something. You have to deselect everything in order to change the shape, otherwise it will not change. Okay. Now I will lock this one and hide this one. Same thing, I can do that. Or if I want to turn the hair shorter, that I can do. I simply have to take my lasso tool, select this part, delete this part, select this part and delete this. Make sure everything is deselected in order to reshape it. So I can take this. Okay. Now I can unlock these layers, go in the middle, give a shape tune. And then when I play, it will be like this. Okay. And now you can see the mouth moves up and the eye moves down, which I don't actually want. So what I can do here is that I can go to the face parts layer, Control Shift H, put this one here. Okay. And in the last frame, put this one here so that it will pin it. And put this one here. Last frame, I will put it here. So it will pin the mouth. So the mouth will not move the way it was doing before. So now you can see it is actually moving the way I want it. Okay. So this is how you can make these sort of morphing animations using this uh, shape tween. So a lot of things, a lot of possibilities you have when you're working with the shape tween. Okay. So this is how you can do the animation inside Adobe Animate. Now, just bear in mind that there are a lot of features inside of Adobe Animate, but our main goal was to cover all the multimedia elements and the software which are used to create those elements. Like suppose we used Photoshop for images and text, then we moved to Audacity for the audio element, and now we are doing the animation element, which and we are using the Adobe Animate for this. So it's not like this is the only thing that we have in Adobe Animate. You can do a lot of things inside the Adobe Animate, but this is the basics of the basics right now. Not even basic, like basic of the basics. So you actually know how the animation works. Now, once you have created your animation, how do you convert them into a video file? That's something that everyone, I hope, is looking for. So how to do that? You have to go to the file option here. Okay. Then you have here some options like export, and you have export movie, and you have export video media. So if you will go to export video media, it will give you this option here. It will ask you what sort of where you want this animation to be. So what I will do here is that I'll just export it on the desktop for a while, for temporarily. So I will do that. Once I have saved it on the desktop, you can change the name of it from here, test. Okay. And it will use Adobe Media Encoder to convert this. So you should have Adobe Media Encoder installed. Usually if you have the whole complete package of uh, Adobe Cloud, you will get this with it. Okay, like the whole master collection. So it comes with it. Basically, it's for rendering anything or encoding everything, and it gives you a lot of like different features. So this we will keep it on. And here are the formats. You want Blu-ray, you want DVD, you want JPG, you want TIFF, MOV, AVI, but the one I usually use is H.264, which is MP4. So the quality is really good. The size is also like it's not too large too. So I'll choose this one. Now ignore stage color. Generate alpha channel means like if you want a transparent background. So in this case, I don't want that. Span entire movie. If you have scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, just like what we did in last time, they will all become one if you will choose entire movie. But if you want a particular scene or a specific scene to render, so you can choose from scene, or you can also choose start and end time if you don't want to render the whole thing. But I want to render the whole thing in this case, even if there were scenes, different scenes, so I could use them. And then at the end, I can press the export button. It will export it. And that's all. And then we'll just wait a little while so that it will open the Adobe Media Encoder, because it will open Adobe Media Encoder by itself. So you don't have to worry about it. So let's see if it opens or not, because sometimes it doesn't open, so you have to manually open it. It opened. Now it will load the file here. Okay. And it opened the file and it rendered the file that quick because the video was too small. And now here you can see the check mark. That means it is already rendered, and this is your video. To check the video, you can just press here and it will open your folder where you have saved it, like it's on the desktop. So I can double click it here. It will show me the video. Okay. Play again. Okay, but notice one thing. Can you see in the background, I have the X and the W thing going on? Okay. Because if you notice here inside the, let me close it. I have this layer hidden, but when you are exporting anything, Adobe Animate ignores the hidden layers and it renders that too. So what you simply need to do is that when you're exporting a video, okay, you have to make sure that the one that you have just not selected, you can ignore, or you can just like more like delete them, okay, instead of hiding them, or make a duplicate copy and delete it from the duplicate copy so that the original doesn't change. Next we have export movie. If you will go to export movie, you can choose any version of this and it will make the keyframes per image, like all your video per image, like image sequence. So this is good for some of the like 3D animation where you can put the videos as a texture or some other parts, and also SWF. But nowadays nobody uses SWF because Flash is now obsolete. It got obsolete. You don't have a Flash on the basically on internet. So where Adobe Animate is working now, Adobe Animate can produce a lot of great, good and 2D animation. It's worked for applications, it's worked for games, but not for interactive, like flash-based animation anymore. Okay, so that's how you can create the shape tween, and this is how any animation that you have created, you can convert them into a movie file. So I hope everything is clear, and this is all about Adobe like Animate's basics, and this is how the animation actually work. The animation element. This is how you work on the Adobe the animation element. Okay. So next class we will move to the video part, and we will work in Adobe and Adobe Premiere, and we'll see how we can create movies, how we can edit the movies, how we can add the sounds, okay, and how we can render the videos. So we'll move to the video element, and then after the video element we will move to our last element, which is the interactivity. Okay, so I'll end the stream now, and if you have any questions you can ask me now. Is there any questions if everything is clear so far? Okay, so take care, and we'll meet in the next class, and we'll move and we'll continue with um, working with our multimedia elements, and we'll move to video element, and we'll work on Adobe Premiere. So take care everyone, and I'll take off from the live stream now.